I'm back with another Christmas card using the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. This card was inspired by several people. The first was Lisa Curcio, she's my leader, and I saw her card that she did back over 5 years ago, and it was titled, Snowflakes, Penguin, and Igloo card. I saw her igloo card and I really wanted to give it a try. But you know me, I can't leave her design alone, so you'll see what I did. The second person was Rachel Tessman, and her card was titled Hand Pen Double Slider Card, and she did her card in early August. I think you're going to like what I've done today. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I've created this video for Joan's Simple Papercrafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video. Now give me a few seconds so I can turn the camera down so we can get started. Here's that card I did that was inspired by Lisa Curcio and Rachel Tessman. So Lisa inspired the igloo. So what I did is I copied her igloo and I cut her circle out, but it didn't look quite finished. So then I put this border around here to give it a little bit more dimension. I lifted it up with dimensionals. And then for Rachel's card, I did the double slider card, and when you open it, we have our Penguin Playmates playing in the snow. So these could have been done by just simple cutting these pieces out and laying them in here by the 3x4" piece. But I didn't like that. I wanted to raise them up. I roughly cut the snowman's scene and glued it on to some cardstock, another piece of cardstock, and then I fussy cut that out to give it a little more dimension. Same thing with the sleigh. And then for the polar bear, I just simply fussy cut him out and glued him onto the card. So let's go ahead and get started. To save some time, I'm not going to show you how to fussy cut these, but I'll just show you how to fussy cut the polar bear. And we'll do that right away. So what you want to do is you want to hold the paper and turn it when you need to be turning your angle. So I'm just going to turn it just a little bit to go around the paw and turn it back, and then again a little bit to go around the other paw. And hopefully you saw that, because I don't know if I had it on the camera. So I'm turning these corners here. And just turn the paper. So, and then up around the ear, I am going to go around it. Did you see those tufts of fur right there? I'm just going to cut right through those. I'm not going to worry about those. I don't think they really add much. So I am just going to make it straight across the top of his head. Intentionally cut them off. And then we'll get the other part of his scarf. And my intention for this card is to show you how to make the double slider card and how to make the igloo. So I'm not worried about the fussy cutting, because you can look at a couple of my other videos and you'll see how to do the fussy cutting if you didn't catch it today in that. So we've got that done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go work a little bit backwards. I'm going to work on the front of the card where we're going to have this base for the bedazzling, and it's already cut at 4.5, and I need to make it the final cut at 4.25. So let me just verify the 4.5. That's 4.5 there. So then the second cut is going to be the 4.25. Now what I want to show you is on my blade, it says glitter. So that's an old blade that I use just when I'm cutting glitter paper or anything that will dull the blade almost instantaneously. And that's what I got in here right now. So, and I have it saying glitter so that I know that that's what it's doing. So we've got that done. Then next we want to do is glue our 4x, let me see, the 4 1/8 by 4 3/8 paper onto the top of this cardstock. And I'm just going to put glue on the back. You could use glue or Stampin' Seal, not Stampin' Seal, Seal or Seal Plus, or the tear and tape would work as well. But if I put enough glue on, it shall stick. And I really need to have my mat down underneath here. I'll get it in just a second. I'm on the second part, so that should be fine there. So I want to leave about 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. And I think that looks good. And I am going to use my bone folder on the back side to kind of squish any glue out. The next we were going to want to do is our igloo. So what I've already done behind the scenes was cut the circle out of our shimmer paper. I don't know if you can see that. And that is a 3.5 inch circle. And then the next thing we'll want to do from there is trim the bottom part so it's flat. So I'm going to go about 3/4 of an inch up to probably where the baseline is right here. And I'm just going to trim it all the way across. And I'm just going to use my scissors for that. And I'm just going to go straight all the way across. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to put the back part of the door inset. So I'm going to make it about a 3-inch cut about at the base of that first row or the second row of brick there. And then I'm going to go from like 1 inch from the base at an angle to where that brick is. So you see what I did there? So we've got about 1 inch, maybe a little bit less than 1 inch. And then we've got this angle here, and then we've got that flat again. So this is like sitting on the ground. And next, let me show you with this here. So this is what we're trying to accomplish. So then we're going to put our gray piece in there and cut the same angle, and then we'll put this on top of it, and that'll give us our door. So the next piece we want to bring in is our gray, our 2 pieces, and that is going to be cut from our oval, and this is from our layering oval circle, and this is a 3" by 2" oval, and we want to make it 1 1/3, 3/4 inch from here to the end of the card. So that's what I measured there. So this is 1 3/4 inch from that edge. So we cut that, and then we'll do the gray piece, and that is 1 5/8 inch. So if you've measured this, it's 1 5/8, and I cut it there. It's the same oval. So we've got those 2 pieces. So what we need next is to take it at 3/8 of an inch on this edge. So now this is our 2 7/8 by 1 inch oval from the layering oval dies, and I know those have been retired. Hopefully they'll bring them back. So if you don't have those, you'll just want to kind of make those ovals on your own. Or maybe you can find somebody and borrow them from them. So 3/8 of an inch from the right side. We're going to set this in here, and it's going to be put at a slightly angled. So then I'm going to go and put it in my cut and emboss machine. Almost forgot to turn the camera back on. So I've got this cut out now, and it's a little bit longer than the other piece was. So we're going to trim it, and we want to trim this piece on the right so that it's going to run flat along that bottom brick. So you see here's this bottom brick, and it's not, you can't see the mortar, so I'm going to cut it in the mortar right above the bottom brick. Just straight across. And let me do that here. And then we've got it lined up on the other side. So now we have this whole section, it's white on white. So let's go ahead and get our smoky slate and get that cut out. And where did I put the smoky slate piece? Right here. Right in front of my face. So what I want to do here is we want that to be the same angle. So I am going to cut out I'm just going to take it from that bottom piece down here. So I want it to kind of match in the back. I don't want the smoky slate to show out from behind. So this is good the way I have it right now. So I am going to take the bottom angle, or the bottom edge, and I'm going to angle it up to this point right here. Then I'm just going to cut across from that point forward. And there we go. And then that just gets all glued down on here. And I am going to just trim off a little bit on this edge here so that it won't sneak out on me. So I'm going to glue this piece down right on to the igloo. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to leave that free. And let me see if I've got... I wanted to put it up by dimensionals, not have it glued down. So I wanted to glue this piece here onto it. That's what I wanted to glue together. So we'll put the glue on this piece here. And now we can put dimensionals on the back of that. And we'll use our big ones. I am going to put one right in the middle and then one up here too. I just don't want that to get all pulled apart from the post office when it goes through those rollers. So now we can come back in here. And we'll put this down on here. I see some gray sticking out here. It's smoky slate, so I'm just going to try and cut it. There we go. So then we will glue this down. So let's get our Sierra Sands. And find my dauber. Sorry you weren't seeing that. So I'm just rubbing it around the edge of the card. I'm not going to be able to do that inner part of the card because I think that is glued down pretty well. Let me see if I can get it to pull up. No, I can't, so I am not going to try that. let me just kind of dab this off on some paper. Okay. All right, now let's see if we can put this back together. So this just went in with our glue dots, and I think they're still sticky, so I'm just going to try and set it back down. And then we wanted that to be parallel. Let me try that again. We want that to be parallel to the base of the card. So that should be put right back down there. So let's just glue this up again. Have that be parallel and be centered on the card up in the upper right corner. I forgot to mention that the first time. I want it on the right hand side of the card with parallel top and bottom, having this parallel to the bottom, having it centered between top and bottom, but on the right hand side of the card. So I think that's good now. I'm just using my finger to get it down really good. Now we can use our glue dots, or our glue dots and our dimensionals to get our bear on. So we'll put a little bit of glue dot right behind his scarf, and then we'll put the dimensional down here, and then dimensionals on his head and his other paw. So let's get that first. And your left paw. And then for this right paw, you want just to put the heel down with a small mini glue dot. And then we'll put, or mini dimensional, we'll put a glue dot here and a glue dot here. Here. And I think I need something there too. And one down here. So let's get our glue dots. We wanted 2 of them. We wanted one to go right there, and one behind his scarf. So there we go. We'll take off our backings and get those all stuck down. Sorry about going off the camera. So all right, so that is done. Okay, so next we want to do is our slider card. So what we need to do is get our inside pieces. So this is our back piece. All we need to do is put stamp on the back of it. So let me go ahead and do that first. Then we can get this stamp put away. So we'll use the fresh freesia in the Merry Christmas stamp sentiment from our Heartfelt Wishes. So this is what we're going to put diagonally on the back of the card. And what I am going to do is I am going to stamp it on paper first, just to make sure that it's done correctly. And yeah, that's fine. And I just want it to be angled, and I need to make sure that I have it the right direction. Yes. So we're going from point to point. And then we'll just lift it up. That's good. And I am going to take that and stamp it off on the same piece of paper while I close this up again. And let me get my Stampin' scrub out. And I'll have to mist it because I haven't been stamping yet today. Okay, that's taken care of. So next we'll want to do our slider cards. So we only have one piece of paper left. And let's make sure we've got the right angle on here. So, okay, that is our 4.5 inch. We need to make some room to get my trimmer back in here. Now we need to actually pull out this blade and switch it to the other blade. So I'm just going to pull it down. I want you to see this down to this area, and when I pull through there, it just lifts right out. And then you can just put it in the same way, and it's right on track again. So what we need to do is we want to take our bag that we cut. Let me get our bag for it. We got one of these bags, and I cut off the bottom edge, and then I cut off one of these edges, and then I cut it into, I think it was 2.5. It's been a while since I've done that, so let me check. Yeah, so it's 2.5 inches wide, and then it's 8 inches long. So I cut off the excess off the edge of the bag. And so then we need to cut this piece at the middle section here. So we're going to go in 1/2 inch. So the blade will be on the 1/2 inch mark, but we want to start at 3/4 inch from the top and stop at 3/4 inch from the bottom. And there's numbers here, so I can see where the 3/4 inch starts. And then I can see where I would stop at 3.5 at the bottom here. And so that should work. I just want to see if my paper, if it fits in there. Yeah, that works fine. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to mark it at, put it on the 1/2 inch mark. So we'll be cutting on the 1/2 inch mark, and we're going to start at the 3/4 inch at the top. And go down to the 3.5 inch mark, leaving us 3/4 inch at the bottom. Because you don't want to go all the way through the edge of the paper, because we want to keep this in a track here. So now we've got the track built. So let's feed our paper through there. Let's get it through the second side. So we got it there. And then we need to get it enclosed. So what we want to do is put some tape on the edge here. And I'm just going to put it right about here. And I left like 1/4 inch of the paper there, or the plastic bag there. And I don't want, I need to get this trimmed even, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the plastic off because I don't want it. It was stuck out. The tape was longer than what it should have been. I don't want that. So now I've got that. So what we need to do next is bring it over here, peel that off, and make contact with the other side of the paper. And I keep saying paper, plastic bag, cellophane bag. It should have something underneath so you can see this. So it looks like I have it little kitty wampus, and it's glued to the paper here. So I'm going to trim that off right here. So that it was off by an eighth of an inch, and that was sticking to the paper. That would have caused a lot of problems when I was trying to make this card to slide. So now this will slide back and forth, and that half an inch or the quarter inch makes it stop there. So I'm going to slide it right back where it came from. And so this is going to be how it's going to open towards us. So I'm going to set that aside because I need to get my gliders prepared. So we need 2 of the gliders, and they should have this glitter on the ends, and I have it longer than what it needs to be because I'm just going to trim it off so that I can keep it square. So I am going to put the tape on the sliding mechanism. And this sliding piece of paper, it's actually thick cardstock. It measures 3 inches by 4.5 inches. So this is the 4-inch length. And this is the 3-inch. We're putting it on the 3-inch edge on one side, and then we'll take the other one and put it on the other side. And I'm actually going to put 2 pieces of tape down. I'm going to take this paper off first. No, I don't need to do that. So we got that one set up, and we'll do this one next. So then what I want to do next is put on my 3 by 4 inch piece of paper. Now, because I'm putting a 1/2 inch piece out here, it's going to run off the edge on the inside, so that's fine. So I want to make sure that the inside has going in the right direction. Well, it's snowflakes, so, and it doesn't, I can't tell whether it's this way or this way, so we're good. Now if you're going to put one of these cutout scenes, you know, if you use the whole background of the paper, you need to make sure that you're going to be putting it in the right direction on the so let me put, I'm going to take this paper off the tear and tape. And then I'm going to put some glue down on here. The glue I'm using is our multi-purpose glue, and that is in our catalog. But I have it poured into this bottle with the needle nose tip so that I can actually reach some of these really small, difficult areas. And I'm going to put this down first before I do the other card. So we got that down. And then there's a little bit of tape yet there, so I can butt this right up to the edge. And I'm making sure that that is going down just fine too. And I'm going to pull this over and use my bone folder just to make sure that there's no bubbles in the glue underneath. And then we're going to take our scissors and cut off these little wings here. And I'm just going to cut them straight off the edge using the thick cardstock as a guide. There, that works. And we'll do the same thing with this card. I'll pull this tape off first. That worked a lot easier that way. And then we'll put this on. Sorry if my head gets in the way. And I am going to just do the bone folder real quick here. Then we're going to come back in with the glue. So this is what I was talking about. If you had this scene on here with the skaters, you'd want to make sure that if you're doing the left side that he's up this way. You know, this will have to be the left side one versus on the right side. So you don't want to glue it one this way and the other one that way. So okay, so let's put our glue down. So just trying to get that lined up correctly. And there we go. I think we're good this time. And I'm going to just trim off this excess paper on the edge here, using the cardstock as a guide. Same thing here. There we go. So now we have our two wings. So what we want to do is we want to get them on this card, and this is the way I want it to be laying. So if we want to put this one on to roll out this way, it's got to come like this, and it pulls the plastic roller that way. And then the other side is going to go from this way, but it's going to be glued to the back side here. So let me do this one first, and I will just put it on the roller or on the tape. I'm just going to use 2 strips of tape. Didn't want it to attach down. Seem to be having problems keeping this tape off of the back part of the rolling mechanism. So there, we've got that, and I'm just going to pull those paper backings off right now. I'm going to turn it this way because it's easier for me to get the centering done properly. So I want this not to be any farther in than the gold band. So I'm going to lay it down there first, get it centered there, and then bring it in. And it pulls difficult, but it will pull much easier once we get the other side on. So to get the other side, we have to flip this over, and then we're going to flip this over because it also needs to be rolled, you know, be presented the same way. So I am going to put the glue back on this again. And again, I went too far. Let me see if I can get it back off the paper. And then we'll do the second one, and hopefully I won't get it too far again. And we'll take those backings off. Let me just make sure that it slides still. Yeah, it does. So take those backings off. And then we're going to get this attached. So I want to make sure that I've got it centered. I want to have that done down right there. Have it centered, so now if we pull it, that works. What we need to do is put some dimensionals on this piece here. Let's do the back first. We can finish that up real easy. So I don't know if I mentioned that Stampin' Up! Has a promotion going on right now. It is a celebration to go along with our mini catalog. So when you make a purchase of $50 out of the mini catalog or the everyday catalog, you can pick an item out of our celebration catalog. And that's when you make a $50 purchase. So lots of things are in that catalog, and one of them was the paper that I was working with today. So basically, actually the two papers, the bedazzling paper was one, and the other one was the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. So we basically made this card for free, I'm thinking. Well, we did have to pay for our thick cardstock here, but so we got that on the back. So this way. Okay. So next we want to do is put on our front card. We'll put our dimensionals on. So I'm putting them at the top and the bottom to keep the track free, and we're using dimensionals to give us enough room to be able to slide that card through. Okay, and let's do this first. And then we'll bring over our card front and we'll pop that down on there. Sorry if my head was in the way again. There we go. And then we just need to decorate our slides. So, and we've got those already cut out. And we're going to put one on the right and one on the left. So let's get the left one down. And I am just going to do my bone folder just to get that a little bit better. So I don't want it, the edges to be coming up and catching anything. So when I do the bone folder like that, remember this has a cardstock on the back of the designer series paper to give it some more elevation, but it's not, it shouldn't be as much as to interfere with the mechanism, the sliding mechanism. So when I do my bone folder like that, it kind of curves it in the opposite direction. So I was curving it so the edges were bending downwards. And I'm just going to do this, kind of get all the glue bubbles out. And then there should be a hat here. The birdie's bringing his hat for him. And I'm going to do that one as well. Just kind of get it to curve up a little bit. And then on this side, we were going to just bring the bear down as far as we can, make him level at the bottom, and then have our penguin coming down the slide. And we'll do this to get this folded in the curving in the other direction. Oh, I think he's so cute. Yeah. I hope you liked this project as much as I did, and I hope you'll give it a try. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me two favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it, and would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to share my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below, that way you won't miss when I post a video. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. Experience everything the autumn season has to offer with this month's paper pumpkin kit. Whether you're thinking about crisp red apples or you're ready to carve some spooky jack-o'-lanterns, or both, the Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit is a hands-on crafting experience for all autumn lovers. The kit contains enough supplies to create 12 treat boxes. Offers a versatile autumnal experience with the selection of treat box styles. Take your pick of apple, pumpkin, or jack-o'-lantern treat boxes. The paper pumpkin box is even designed to easily transform into a vintage wheelbarrow to display your harvest. The Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit runs from August 11th through September 10th.
The July-December mini catalog is here. Sales run from August 3rd through January 3rd.
It's your passport to stunning seasonal projects. It contains all the products you'll need to craft, create, and celebrate during Halloween, Christmas, and more. Are you ready to celebrate? Celebration is one of our biggest promotions of the year. Are you ready to celebrate? During the celebration, you can earn exclusive products for free. For every $50 you spend, you can add your pick of a celebration product to the cart at no additional cost. Sale runs August 3rd through September 30th. Mark your calendar. I'll be back Monday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. Central Time for something from the celebration catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.